Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and on with the program. Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? I wanted to talk to you guys about moods. Good moods, bad moods, and just being moody. I was thinking, you know, some of us look at this world through the eyes of an optimist, and some look through the eyes of a pessimist, and we all have different perspectives of the way we look at life. But there's something to be said about being stuck in a particular mood, especially if it's a bad mood. And that's the reason why I'm making this episode right now, because I feel like I have been in a bad mood for a couple of weeks now, and that is the exact opposite direction of where I want to be, and not just in 2026, but throughout my life. One of the things I found very interesting as I've gotten older is that I look forward to things that brighten me up. I listen to happier music. I enjoy things. I guess you would call it more innocent. Just backyard enjoyment, watching the animals, and things to just kind of clear my mind and put me in a good mood and feel good. I'm starting to understand things that I didn't notice when I was younger, because of being in a good mood. But like I said, I've been in a bad mood for about 3 weeks now, and it's justified, I guess, because there's a lot going on with me. One of the things I could say that happened that was a big upset, and it was I lost 11 dates, a tour. I was about to sign and go on a tour, which was going to really put me in a good mood, and we're going to have a good time and share my music. But unfortunately, that tour had to be canceled because of another thing that happened, which was losing my place of residence and having to relocate all of a sudden. So it was another thing lost was I was in the middle of recording the third record when all this stuff happened. So there's a lot of things that happened to me that justify my emotions, as far as being hurt and stuff, and confused and but also hopeful. But emotions are one thing, but mood is something else. When that emotion stays there for a long period of time, you're no longer feeling an emotion. You've put yourself into a mood, and a mood is to me is kind of a characteristic. It's kind of a trait, a part of your personality based off of a set of emotions. And when you're in a bad mood, that is not going to be appealing to a lot of people. So obviously, I would suggest trying to get out of a bad mood. But I was thinking about it. The flow of life, water. We all want to stand pure. And when I look at a mood, I kind of look at like when ocean waves are crashing on the beach. Sometimes as the water's receding back after the wave crashes, sometimes water gets caught in little pools on the beach, and it doesn't flow back with the rest of the water. And when the wave crashes, that's like an emotion, Oh, you've experienced something in life, and now it's going back, because that's how life is supposed to be. We're supposed to be moving around, But when that water gets stuck in a little pool there, that becomes a mood. And a mood for a long period of time, that could become like a pond or a lake, And if you think about, well, what's the difference between like a pond and a lake and the ocean? And one of the differences I can immediately notice is once something sits there, once the water sits there for a long time, it starts to become stagnant. It starts to attract other organisms and other things to it that are not as healthy as the ocean. Your chances of getting an infection from swimming in a pond compared to swimming in an ocean, or your chances of a leech, anything, is greater in a pond or a lake than it is in the ocean. So, that's a being in a bad mood is not healthy. So I guess what I'm trying to say is we always need to try to find our way back to the ocean. We always need to try to find a way to push back into what it is that makes us happy. I'm losing track because I see something on my camera here that's flashing, and I don't know what that means. But basically, all I'm saying is, we got to break these bad moods, man. We got to find our way back to the ocean, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Despite all the setbacks, I'm looking forward to the challenges I have. I have an opportunity to build a new place to live. I have an opportunity to have a better studio, possibly make a better album. I just got to wait a little bit on the record and keep moving forward and just keep trying to push my way back in the ocean. I refuse to be a pond. I refuse to be a lake. I want to be a part of the ocean, and I don't want to stay in a bad mood. And I'm looking forward to getting in a good mood. So anybody out there that's being stuck in a bad mood, really think about how stagnant that is. How can you get back to the riding the waves of fun, and you know but I hope everybody has a good day today. And I know this video probably didn't make a lot of sense. Like I said, I'm a bit moody, but there'll be more videos to come talking about more uplifting things this year, because I'm certain of it. And that's why I'm making this video, to let you know that I'm not coming from a high point. I'm coming from a low point, because that's what makes life exciting, when we have challenges and quests. So, all right, you guys, I will talk with you soon. Thanks.